Record. There we go.
What's up, man?
What are you doing, dude?
Chilling. What are you doing?
Nothing, just sitting here. So, just so you know, I'm recording right now. I got the camera set up, and then I got the screen recording. Yeah, you look great. You look amazing. I don't know if anyone's gonna pick up two bald dudes with beards on the way on our trip, but have you been following like where we're getting hits, like who all's liking this page? I mean, it's kind of blowing up on us, isn't it?
Yeah, I saw that Iowa, some Minnesota. I didn't see anything from UK or Britain.
Okay.
I didn't see where that was at, but yeah, it's blowing up big time. I mean, I've got probably 191 likes over there.
I had somebody call me up. She was talking that she works in the nonprofit world and was wanting to know if we wanted to do any fundraising on this thing. And I don't know how we would use it or if we could utilize it or if we even want to go there. You know what I mean? I wanted to bounce that off of you. What do you?
The only thing I think we could really do with that is really give it to other organizations that are supporting this. Just because you and I aren't really going to need it.
Right. I mean, what would we use? I mean, the only thing that we would use it for would be a train ticket home.
Right.
You know, if that. You know, and then do we? You got the pros and cons. You know, do you go out and start soliciting money, or do we just let this thing roll? You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't want it to turn into a soliciting thing because then I don't want people to start thinking that that's what we're out for.
Right.
I just want the focus to stay strictly on what we're trying to do, which is the PTSD awareness, suicide awareness,
right.
And among vets, among active duty, among the survivors, the family survivors, everybody.
Right.
And I don't want it to be on me and you.
Exactly. I'm with you. I agree. I don't want to do anything to like delegitimize what we're doing.
Right.
And
right.
I think it's going smooth enough now. We're not going to need any money. We're hitchhiking.
Right.
That's part of the plan. I want to keep it as real and raw as possible. Like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? If I wanted to, call up Uber and get a ride to California, we could do that. You know what I mean? I want to stand on the side of the road and meet people we don't know. We always do have the option though, if we get stuck in an area and we're sitting on the side of the road for 8 hours and it just doesn't look like we're going to get picked up, or we get in an area where, we start getting kind of hassled by law enforcement or whatever. So you guys got to get out of here and kind of get stuck. We always have that resource.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree.
I don't want people getting the idea that this is just a service-connected PTSD cause. You know what I mean? This is for veterans in general, period. I don't care if a guy's been in for a year or a guy's been in for 25 years and retired and is going through transitional problems or whatever. It's mental health awareness for veterans.
That's right.
There's guys out there. I'm sure there's guys out there that are, on the edge. There's guys out there that are committing suicide that haven't even been diagnosed with PTSD, that are just having issues or having problems, and they're either afraid to go to the VA to get help. You know what I mean? They're maybe embarrassed about getting help. Maybe they don't even think anything's wrong with them. They're just confused, and kind of give them some insight. If you ain't feeling good, or things don't seem right, or you're having these symptoms like some of these videos we're posting. I want to post some videos so these guys can say, oh yeah, dude, I associate with that. I know what that I feel like that. That's what I got. And if they feel like that, pick up the phone or drive down to the VA or get your wife to help you and get down to the VA and start talking to some people and start getting some help.
Yeah. And like you said, it's not always service connected too. But just because they are prior military, they might be going through something totally different, like the death of a family member. But because they are service related, how are they going to go to the VA without trying to get? They don't want to be diagnosed with PTSD or combat connected PTSD. They just want to get help.
Right.
But they're not going to do it because they're afraid that they're going to be labeled.
Right.
So they so they steer away from the VA or they steer away from doctors altogether. So
yeah, and they need to, and you know, if a guy's not feeling well, he needs help, and it doesn't matter where he's getting it. You know, the VA is treating guys at the mental health clinic for everything. You know, schizophrenia, bipolar, depression, anxiety, PTSD, traumatic brain injury. They're treating them for all that, and these guys need to know that those resources are available. If you're a veteran and you're not feeling good, that's a resource that you can go to. And we'll post some other resources, and we'll put some other stuff out there. Yeah, there's another thing that I just realized. We're sitting here talking, and I keep saying, you know, he or those dudes or those guys need help. But, you know, I just want to be perfectly clear that this is not a gender-specific problem. You know, this is happening to everybody, you know, the guys and the women out there. So I just wanted to make sure that was clear. You know, the veteran community, we do stick together. And like I say, I don't care if a guy's been in for a year or a guy's been in for 20 years. We all do relate somehow. And kind of break that wall down for these guys and say, hey man, just, you know, if you're sick, go get help. We need to tear down the door and say that, hey, these issues, they're happening to a lot of people, and it's secret, and everyone's keeping it secret, and they're feeling alone, and then next thing you know, they go off the edge and, you know, commit suicide.
Yeah.
Just because he didn't go get help.
I got the guy. His name is Gordon Lugnut Stewart. His name is Lugnuts because he's a comedian as well, but he's also the face of one of the faces of NASCAR. He's out in California. He does a lot of work with children with cancer, and I used to do a lot of work with children with autism. I started a pilot for a day program when I was in the Air Force, and that's how he and I met. We met at the the Las Vegas Speedway, and he said, "Man, let's get together, and I'll work with you on the children with autism. You work with me on children with cancer."
Right.
And he said, "Let's do this." So I just messaged him yesterday, and I'm waiting on a response back. But I know Gordy's gonna be all over this, man. He calls me like every Veterans Day, Labor Day, Memorial Day.
Cool.
He calls me all the time. Does interviews with me over the radio.
Awesome.
I had a flag flown for him over Afghanistan when we were out there. So that's one of his biggest prizes. He's really prideful of that. So he calls me all the time, and we talk. He calls me on my birthday. So he's a good friend of mine, and I know he's going to jump all over this. If this thing keeps getting bigger, people are going to try to follow with us.
Yeah.
And there might be some veterans that show up to walk with us or what have you. But so we'll have to be kind of cognizant of that, just so we don't have 900 vets
standing on the side of the road wanting to ride.
Yeah. Running with us like Forrest Gump or something.
Exactly.
So
yeah, they say we want to keep this raw, man. I mean, we want this to be real, and if there's going to be some struggles and suffering on the way, that's part of it.
As far as a sign goes, I think we need to have a flag, just so something we can easily fold up and take with us, and it's light, and it's not something bulky and heavy that we can't fit in someone's vehicle or whatever. Yeah. But I think the flag idea is probably really good. 2VETS1CAUSE. If we could get that logo made onto a flag or something,
that's awesome. That's a great idea, man. I mean, and if you type in, like, if you go do a Google search, and it'll be at 2VETS1CAUSE, our YouTube page shows up, and our Facebook page shows up. They're the top of the list. So that can be our call sign